have some caramel sauce to make, but it's early, and so I have to be very quiet. Right now, I'm making my coffee, which can't wait, fabulous. And then I'm gonna make another caramel sauce that's like a true caramel sauce, not a toffee. It's like the, you know, your typical. And then we're gonna do a taste test to see what we think. Okay, coffee going. So I've just foamed my milk. Look at that foam. Oh. And here's my coffee. This is every morning, my morning ritual. Look at that foam. I don't know how to make pretty, like, you know, shapes in the foam. I'll have to learn. That would be fun. And then I do a little dash. Oh, look at that. This is a fabulous cup of coffee. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and make the other caramel sauce, which is more like a traditional caramel sauce using sugar and water that you then just sort of leave on the heat, and it melts all the sugar and it gets like this sort of golden amber color, and then you add your cream and your butter. This recipe is from Bellyful, and the other one where you sort of dump everything in was from Pioneer Woman, Drummond. So, and then I'm going to do a blindfold taste test and see which one I like better. So I need 2 cups of sugar and I need half a cup of water, and I'm going to put it in the pan here. I'm going ahead and I'm using my little scale to weigh, which I love. So instead of using measuring cups, I'm just going to dump sugar in here until it tells me that I've got 16 ounces. It's just over 2. Okay. That is 16 exactly. Okay, and now I can go ahead and set this to 0. And I'm going to add my water. All right, and I want 4 ounces of water. Oh, and that's a little bit more. I'm not gonna worry about it. And I'm gonna bring this over here. I'm going to stir it so that it's all nice and flat. I'm gonna turn my heat on and stir it just so that everything is mixed and it lays just kind of flat on the bottom of the pan. I have something in my pan. It wasn't completely clean. We're not going to worry about that. And we're going to wait. So this is going to take about 3 to 4 minutes. So there it is. It's bubbling away. And at this point, it's kind of cloudy. And then it'll turn a little clearer. And then but we don't touch it. I can turn the heat down just a little bit. But at this point, we just wait. About 8, 10, maybe 12 minutes it'll take. It's going to turn a kind of golden honey color. That's the color you want, like honey. And at that point, we'll add the butter. And you'll see how it bubbles up. It's all very exciting. All right, we're getting close, but we're not there yet. In the meantime, I have measured my 1 cup of cream. I've got my whisk out. I measured the cream on here, on my little scale, because this is 2 cups, and I wanted to make sure that this was exactly half of that. All right, do you see how it's starting to get that kind of golden color? It's not quite there yet, but it's getting really close. We have to be very careful at this point, because if you step away, you know, the doorbell rings, whatever, it can go from this to burned in seconds. So I am going to let this go maybe I don't know. Let it go for 30 seconds, and I'm gonna take it, and then I'm gonna add my, actually, you know what? I'm gonna add my butter. I'm gonna turn it down. Now, you can smell it. Calls for 12 tablespoons of butter. Cut it up. It's best not to throw that thing in there. And then, we're gonna whisk it. You want all that butter to dissolve. And once it's dissolved, we're going to add our cream. Look how nice and thick it is. I want to incorporate that butter in here. I'm just going to whisk it until it's incorporated. Do you see how it's getting incorporated? Turn my heat back on. I turned it off. I want it all incorporated so it's not separated at all. And then I'm going to turn my heat off completely, and I'm going to add my cream. That's pretty good. That's a good color. You can smell it too, and I burned it before and other times that I've done this, and you can really smell that it's burned, and it tastes burned. So this is going to be perfect. Okay, I'm turning my heat off. Do you see how it's bubbling up? Ah, fabulous. Now, it's very, very loose right now, but as it cools, it's going to get much thicker. I need to add vanilla and salt, you know, something like that. This is absolutely to taste. And if you don't like salt, don't put it in. 1 teaspoon vanilla. Oop. So I'm not going to put in all of that. There we go. We're doing caramel sauce. It's actually not a true caramel sauce because it uses brown sugar. I need brown sugar, cream, butter, and I think that's kind of it. And I put it in a saucepan. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I do it. Super easy, fabulous on ice cream or just, you know, spoon. This scale is my best friend. Fabulous, this scale. And the reason I love it so much is because you don't have to use a measuring cup. When it says that I need 2 cups of brown sugar, I can literally put this on the scale, hit 0, it goes to 0, dump in my brown sugar. Okay, so that's a little bit more than 7 ounces. And now that's 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Boom, that's 16. I think I said I needed 1 cup. I need 2 cups, so 16 ounces. And then a stick of butter, voila. There we go. Stick of butter. I need 1 cup of cream. So again, I'm gonna put this on my scale. I'm gonna hit 0. And now I'm gonna add it's just a little bit more, that's fine. I'm gonna turn this on. You know I shouldn't, but I hate to waste this. There was that much left, come on, that's not gonna make a difference. I mean, who's gonna use, I mean, that wasn't even a teaspoon. Well, maybe it was a teaspoon, but you know, who's counting? I need 2 tablespoons of vanilla. That I'm gonna measure because, so here we go. There's one. And, okay, that's two. Boom, done. And I need a little bit of salt. So I do this. It says a pinch, you know, that's more than a pinch, but I'm doubling, remember? I'm doubling. So a little bit more. There, we're gonna let this do its magic. I'm going to stir it. And the beautiful thing about that, using that scale as opposed to measuring cups, is that it takes all the guesswork out. Like, what is it packed brown sugar? Is it not packed? You know, I mean, I don't have to worry about is it packed or not packed. Did I pack it enough? I'm just gonna let this baby melt. I've got a big chunk in here. Okay, so there it is. I'm just gonna stir it a little bit more. I just wanna make sure that I don't have any brown sugar lumps. It's really more like a toffee. That's what I would call it. Like a, you know, instead of a caramel sauce, it's really like a toffee. Okay, I'm gonna take it off. I'm going to let it cool, and then I'm going to put it into a little mason jar. Isn't that lovely looking though? So good. So I think this is where I'm supposed to like taste it, but I don't have to taste it. I already know how fabulous this is. Very exciting. Okay, the truth is I don't need to do a taste test. I already know which one I prefer. This is the one from Pioneer Woman. It's really a toffee sauce. It's gonna be great on ice cream. It'll be lovely, like I make a homemade ice cream, I can swirl it in and do like a toffee swirl in it. It'll be fabulous. But as a caramel, it's not a caramel, in my opinion. A caramel is really this one, which, I mean, this is still getting, can't really, let's see. You can see the golden color. It's a true caramel sauce and it's fabulous. It's a really, so that's a great recipe. I'll put it down in the description section. They're both gonna be great, but for a caramel sauce, this is the one that I really prefer. So if you do a taste test, let me know and what you prefer. Here's to some sauce on ice cream.